So the 8th tour of New Zealand, Pete. West coast of the South Island this time. Why the coast?
Well, we need quiet roads, low traffic volume. We need awesome hotels. We need magnificent scenery. It's all on the west coast.
Coast though, volatile conditions at times. The weather throws all sorts at us, and sometimes that has implications for the road as well, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Rain can just bucket out of the sky, and there's storms, there's wind, there's lightning, there's thunder. It's big, but we've got that under control. Have you heard of Julian Dean? He's our tour ambassador.
Pete, if you've ridden a bike, you know who Julian Dean is. What, 4 times Olympian, the squillion Tour de France, right? He's our ambassador?
He's our ambassador, and Julian, tomorrow, you will be riding the second stage of the Tour of New Zealand 2025 with Julian Dean.
What a privilege to be on the same road as that bloke.
Absolutely.
Exciting times here at the Tour of New Zealand 2025. You can see everyone's packing the bikes up all around. We're at the Christchurch train station, heading over to the west coast today for our first stage, short stage today, 37 kilometres, but really looking forward to getting on that train, meeting people from some of the wonderful charities that are involved in this event, and what's going to be a wonderful 5 days down here at the Tour of New Zealand 2025 as we navigate our way down the beautiful west coast of New Zealand.
Tour organisers over the 7 previous tours have chartered planes, trains and ferries. The Transalpine trip today gives the riders a chance to meet and hang together before they start turning the legs over. Since 2012, riders have had many different courses, 2 starts at Cape Reinga, 2 starts in Bluff and 1, amazingly, on Stewart Island. In 2019, the organisers even flew the entire tour from Christchurch to Rotorua, riding both south and north. The tour rides south 6 stages and concludes atop the Crown Range, just short of Queenstown. Weather forecasters are telling us that the further south we ride, expect high pressure, sun and light winds. Race crews and riders alike are about to enter a west coast heaven.
I'm riding with Haast Foundation.
There you go. Have a great ride.
So here we are out of Greymouth, the rain's cleared, it's looking good, got a bunch of eager bike riders here behind me, so looking forward to getting this Tour of New Zealand started. See you in Hoki.
See you, Julian.
Everyone is racing for charities that support people far less fortunate. If the forecast is proven wrong and the west coast reverts to its usual storms, lightning strikes and so on, a bigger purpose prevails. Each rider knows the storms they face are nothing compared to the storms the many they ride for experience every day. A podium place and prize money is one consideration for the fast and fit. Teams work together, many of them recording times they couldn't achieve in training. Other riders have a different mindset. They've worked hard on their fitness for weeks, wanting to finish each stage within the cut-off times the organisers have in place for them. Finishing in time is an imperative. A massage, shower and a pre-dinner Peloton party awaits each evening. Here, battle stories of each stage are laughed over. Foremost is Julian's Tour de France accounts, riding the mountains and the French countryside, some stages 200 plus kilometres, and of course his role as lead-out rider for his team. Each day for 21 days fascinates and inspires the tour riders. The Haast Pass in a few days' time doesn't sound that formidable after all.
Yeah, it started off and it was chucking it down, but fortunately only lasted like 5 minutes and then we were here, done. Day 1 done. Nice. Ready for tomorrow. Yeah.
We're here, stage 2, Tour of New Zealand, starting in Ross and heading down to Franz Josef today. I'm here with Warren from Heinz. Heinz has been one of the big supporters of this event for a few years now.
Well, Heinz are a big supporter of the Heart Foundation, and we've been supporting them for many years. And it's a natural synergy, I guess, between what we're about, trying to support the community and supporting the Heart Foundation.
At this morning's briefing, 6 riders won the Helicopter Line Spot Prize draw. After their ride over the finish line today, they'll be looking forward to being strapped into a helicopter to land on a 30-minute glacier adventure above Franz Josef, weather permitting. Riders in the 15 teams know that the clock stops for them only when their third team rider crosses the finish line at Franz Josef. This gives a team pursuit feeling to their tour. They know very well that the riders drafting behind their stronger riders enjoy a 20% sheltering factor that conserves their energy. As the finish gets closer, the teams with 5 members have the luxury of 2 of their team to sit up and allow their strongest riders to race ahead for the finish to obtain their team's fastest possible time. Individual riders don't have the luxury of team support to help them regain the peloton if they puncture or have a mechanical, but they're free to ride in whichever group they choose. This takes team pressure off, allowing them to ride their own race at their own pace. Different teams are beginning to exert themselves today. It's full gas for riders as the glaciers of Franz Josef loom large. Tired legs and screaming muscles are begging for more adrenaline as the timers' clocks click away precious seconds. Tens of thousands of dollars are now heading into the bank accounts of the charities as this Tour of New Zealand week unfolds. Friends, family and followers will be poring over social media links tonight, watching the stage action relayed by the cameraman. Some viewers will be reaching even deeper into their pockets, hopefully, to add to what they've already given in support of their heroes on the roads.
Had an awesome ride, good rotates, it was just full on.
The scenery, it's amazing. The real West Coast. I ride for Haast Foundation because I'd like to help.
We're here with the Tour of New Zealand, loving every moment with these incredible fundraisers who are supporting us. They're putting their all into the ride every day, and that gives us the resource to support patients, to understand their cancer, to get the right treatment at the right time.
Hey, good morning folks. Here we are on stage 3 of the Tour of New Zealand. It's 121 kilometres today from Fox Glacier to Haast, and really things don't get much better than this. Today we're sponsored by Helicopter Line. We were able to give away a couple of tickets to helicopter rides yesterday, but you know, everyone's excited. You get these mornings when it's like this and it's beautiful. There's a real buzz about the airs. So Rob's ridden the Tour of New Zealand before, and he's come back to support the Haast Foundation.
So my 5th tour, but first time not riding. A bit of atrial fibrillation, which is causing my heart to jump from sort of racing around about 130, 140 to 210. So it's going and not going kadunk, kadunk. So it's a good cause for me.
Yeah, no, we don't want to be going duk, 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 duk. We want the kadunks. So, hey, great, you can come back and support this event.
The day's perfect, the breeze light, preparation for the Helicopter Line Stage 3. Tyre pressures, nutrition, hydration. Am I too hot? Hope my group doesn't ride too quick or too slow. Pre-start jitters prevail for many.
Yeah, coming from South Africa, it is a pretty cool place to ride a bike in New Zealand. South Island, glaciers, rainforest. Yeah, Fox Glacier is the place to be.
There are 5 charities that have been chosen to be beneficiaries of the tour. As the tour looms, getting closer to that rollout from Greymouth, some of the riders are getting a little bit nervous about how much they've been able to raise going into the event. But closer we get to start time, suddenly the money starts to roll in. So many are quite surprised because when they get to the finish line, the end of the tour, an initial goal of $250, but suddenly they find they've finished the tour and they've raised 10 times that amount. Nightly social media with accompanying videos had a strong reach among so many, and the results are amazing. The following riders have not only led from the front on the road, winning their categories, but they've inspired so many to be winners with their financial support for their charities. For child cancer, Blair Rawlings and his team, Avondale Fire. For neuroendocrine, Catherine Jones and her team. James Mollinson and his team, Guy Yarrell and his lineup. So how's the Tour of New Zealand managed to successfully kind of dance around things like COVID restrictions, economic downturns and so on, not just surviving but flourishing for 13 years, this against a bit of a backdrop of many events being cancelled? So what are the secrets to success? Well, organisers pull together a team of unselfish, clear thinkers, a crew with a common goal. They realise that every tour prepares the team for the next one, so learning from omissions, the odd mistake along the way, and of course building on the successes, always keeping in mind the end goal, racing and raising money for the charities.
We're standing on top of Knights Point, about 20 kilometres out of Haast. Got some road works ahead of us, so timing's been set up here, but it's just been a real joyful day today. It's really nice to be out there riding with different groups and spending time and having. It's just such a different experience when you're on the West Coast and it's weather like we've had today. It's, you know, you don't get it too often.
Yeah, no, it was a good day today. The boys chopped off from the start, had a little bit of a fun ride to start off with, nice and relaxation. And then we started ramping it up towards about the 50k mark, and yeah, it was a good day out there.
The charities. I'm here with Dan. He's from the Child Cancer Foundation. Dan, tell us what this Tour of New Zealand means for you guys.
Oh, it's massive. To have, what, over 130 riders, 130 riders all come out supporting charities, it's fantastic.
Yep.
We can't do what we do without the support of fundraisers like this.
Hey, we're in Haast. We're right in the guts of Tour of New Zealand today. Today is what we call the Queen Stage. The Queen Stage is the key stage, or the biggest stage, or going to be the most difficult stage of the event. We used to call that the Queen Stage in the Tour de France. Today, Haast into Hawea is the Queen Stage of Tour of New Zealand. 130 Ks all up today.
We've had about 300 Ks in the league so far, so the boys and I are pretty tired, but there's a bit of prize money up for grabs at the end, so we're going to try and go for that and donate it to our charity, the Neuroendocrine Foundation.
This indeed is the big day of Tour 2025. The Tour will be climbing 1,140 metres this morning to summit the Haast Pass. The weather's perfect, the roadway clear and the breeze gentle. We can see why this is recognised internationally as a standout World Heritage Park. For every competitor, the Tour is enjoying days that'll be a lifelong memory. For the organisers, it's a dream come true. The feared damage a West Coast storm could do on this Haast Pass stage dissolves in the sunshine of the day. $2,000 in prize money up for grabs in this stage. Riders who have studied their tour handbook elevations will be aware that this morning the road is rising slowly and steadily for the first 45 kilometres. What's ahead for the next 12 kilometres? Well, it's a bit of a cliff face in comparison. The battle for line honours will really begin once the entry bridge to the gates of Haast are crossed. At this point, a few riders will be regretting their life choices. Have I eaten enough? Have I drank enough in that first 90 minutes? If they haven't, they'll pay a big price as the road rises heavenward. Lungs will be heaving, heart rate monitors exploding. The next 12 Ks will be brutal, fast and furious to the end of today's first stage at Makarora West. Some riders just happy to drift off the back to the finish line. For many, taking the time to enjoy the birdsong coming from tree-lined forests on roads devoid of traffic is reward enough for riding Tour of New Zealand rather than a bit of cash.
"12 months ago, I was laying in the bottom of a creek. I had a motorbike crash, fractured 6 vertebrae in my spine, and my physiotherapist told me to take up cycling just to try and get some strength back. And here I am, racing the Tour of New Zealand, raising money for the New Zealand Spinal Trust, just 5 centimetres shorter."
Stage was real nice, probably one of the most beautiful rides of my life actually, through the pass, and then nice wee downhill and tailwind on the way home, so it's good.
Here we are, going to have some food, bit of kai in the tummy, refuel a little bit, and as we head down to Lake Hawe this afternoon. It's down to Hawe today, second to last day, so probably one of the easiest stages of the event, but we've got a few kilometres in the legs, slightly downhill, down to Lake Hawe, a nice little tailwind today, so really good stage for people to enjoy the fruits of the labour from this morning's tough one over the Haast Pass.
I asked organiser Peter Yarrell about the importance of corporate support for the ongoing success of each tour.
I'm thrilled to say that every dollar that the riders raise through their sponsorship goes to the actual charities that the tour supports. Currently that's around about $2.5 million over 8 tours, so you can imagine a lot of money is raised from every tour going back to 2012. So corporate support is a fundamental strength to the whole tour because it gives us a certainty that we need in our preparation.
So helicopter line, the cameraman's going to be up there tomorrow. Pete, the weather's looking really good. We're going to have some pretty spectacular pics on that final hill climb.
No, absolutely, Brian. It's exciting for us. It's sort of got a Tour de France feeling about it with the helicopter, I reckon. And it's just going to be, that's a steep hill. There's a lot of energy going into that ride tomorrow, and it's going to be all captured by thanks to the helicopter line.
I'm child cancer, but I never got the shirt, so 2 plays 1.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked to be supporting Child Cancer Foundation. Yeah.
Right, so today, you know, going up the Crown Range is there's a little bit of prize money out for grabs, so the boys are really keen to try and get a hold of that. You know, we'll be getting chased by the helicopter the whole way up, so hopefully they get the boys getting across the finish line and securing the cash.
Hey folks, we're wrapping up here at the 8th edition of the Tour of New Zealand, and what a fantastic one it's been. I think every time we do this, it's biannual, every time it gets better and better, the fundraising's better, the people are great, and the course has been fantastic. We've had a lot of great stories throughout this week, but I think what's really been important is the joy and the camaraderie that people are going to take away from here. And you know, we're taking away something special. It's a special event. There's special effort that's gone in from all the volunteers, from all the people participating in this event, and we've got to take that back to our communities, continue our fundraising, and continue to share the love and share the joy of what the Tour of New Zealand is all about.
The overnight stay at Wānaka has been made even better by the Oak Ridge heated pools that rested tired legs, and of course the restaurants that replenish the bodies. The final stage of the 8th Tour of New Zealand isn't a long ride, but it's a high ride. It takes riders up to the highest public road in New Zealand, just 34 kilometres to cover to reach the summit. But there's a 940-metre climb in the way. And of course the allure of the historic Cardrona pub, best you close your eyes going through there. Don't want anyone stopping for a quick pint. Exhilarating Racing, they're on fire today, determined to get most of their team to the summit first. But talented individual riders are watching them closely to be in the prize money too. Individual standout winners will be doing their best to hold on to their first place on the ride up the Crown Range. Every charity, every category had a winner on the road. For the Haast Foundation, Brenda Fortune, Hannah Barker, Cara Windlass and Andrea Davies. New Zealand Spinal Trust, Philippa Melrose and Andrew Park. Child Cancer, Paul Grayson and Robbie Kirk. Endocrine Cancer New Zealand, Miles Yarrell and Nick Moulay. Tier Fund, Juarez Cavallo. Podium places or not, all riders were winners for their charity.
Oh, it's awesome to be able to race for the Neuroendocrine Cancer Foundation. You know, I spent a lot of time around Malcolm Leggett, and Michelle's been awesome to us boys over the tour.
So old mate Dan here said he'd donate $100 to the Spinal Trust if I made it up to the top of the Crown Range in Jandal, so why not?
There are many ways that riders have celebrated the Tour of New Zealand's final finish line, but Alexander and Amber have exceeded every one of them.
Wow! The New Zealand Spinal Trust have got some awesome supporters. We've raised over $50,000 now.
The supporters of every rider that have allowed the 2025 tour to generate almost $180,000 for the charities have made the tour a very significant event. Long after the riders pop their bikes back in the sheds, this money will benefit so many through the effective work the tour supporting charities undertake.